This looks like a job for Superman.
Hey everybody, Rez the Collector here with another action figure review. Today we're looking at the Superman Bizarro figure from DC Direct, sculpted by Tim Bruckner. This figure came out in either 2003 or 2004. This is actually my very first Superman collectible. Now, of course, I'd had Superman figures previous to this. When I was a kid, I had, like all the superpowers. I had like 4 or 5 superpower Supermans because the S kept wearing off, and I just, convinced my mother, and my grandmother to buy me another one. So, while not my first Superman figure, my very first collectible Superman figure, for the longest time, my Superman collection consisted of this Bizarro and the Hot Wheels monster truck Superman truck that I actually kept in package. Now this I opened right away. Now when these figures were first announced, I remember, I think this was the 2003 set, so it would have been 2002, and I set up an email reminder to buy them because I remember seeing the figures and I was like, oh my god, I must own these. And I set up an email reminder, and then it came out. The email reminder hit, and it just kept reminding me, and I never had any money to do it. And by the time I did finally have the cash, because these were like $13. I'll tell you that right now, it was like $13. So that tells you how long ago it was, compared to how expensive the collectibles are now. And I went in, and all they had, I was looking for Superman or the Cyborg and Bizarro. And when I went in, all they had was Bizarro, Brainiac, and Supergirl. It was either Brainiac or Doomsday. I don't think it was Doomsday, because I think I would have tried to pick up Doomsday. But Supergirl, Bizarro, and I'm pretty sure Brainiac. And I didn't really want Supergirl at the time, and really didn't want Brainiac. I wanted somebody with an S. So I ended up getting Bizarro. Got him home, and of course I opened him right away. And I would say probably within 2 or 3 days, I lost his little necklace that says Bizarro #1. So that kind of sucked. But this, of course, like I said, is my very first collectible. And I'm just want to show you guys, if you can hear me, hopefully, because I'm backed up here. And of course, this is the set that I have all loose and in package. And here is his packaging. You can see that necklace I was talking about there. I can't remember if it's actual rope or not. It looks like it, and the way it moves like it. But he came with a stand and with the Bizarro #1. Now, the stand I have him on is a standard stand that these figures came with. It is the correct color, but this was not his stand. His stand, at one point, I was bored, and I tried painting to look like a regular Superman symbol, the yellow and the red, and I screwed it all up, and I don't even know what I've done with the stand at this point. I'm pretty sure it's gone, because I don't have it here in my collection room. So that's what he looked like in package. You can see, let me just try to clear this up a little bit. Bizarro there, packaging. On the back of the packaging, of course, it gives you a little write-up on the characters, and of course it tells you who sculpted. It gives you more stuff coming out from DC Direct. I've got the Superman. I don't have Lois. I think that Superboy is a variant of the loose one that I have. And of course I don't have any of the Batman ones. But you can definitely see all the information here, sculptor, and all of that. So very cool. I love this set of figures. Like I said, this was my very first collectible, basically. And for the longest time, when I started collecting, my goal was to get all of these figures in package. And once I accomplished that, then my goal was to get them all out of package. And I've accomplished that. I am still just missing a few accessories. Right now I'm not using any of the stands because I've got them on the risers. So I've blathered on again more than I should about how I got the figure and all of that. But let's take a look at the sculpt, because Tim Bruckner did an amazing job. I love the way that this Bizarro looks. I love the dark eyes. I love the facial expression. and how well he did on the teeth. Each one is its own individual, basically a little entity inside the mouth. The jawline is nicely sculpted, the forehead, the hair. You can tell that this one has some wear on it. I've had him for quite a long time. Try and get just a little bit better of a... There we go. I love the eyes in there. Like I said, the eyebrows, the darkness around the eyes, the skin tone, and the way that the flesh is done. It's not a cracked and craggled like a lot of Bizarros. It's just more of a pale. Of course, the suit is a purple color instead of blue, and a lighter purple instead of red here in the S. Of course, we do retain the yellow. And it is a very nice classic representation of Bizarro. When you turn him around here, he does have the yellow S on the back, and of course, like his chest is backwards. And again, you can see the wear on this figure because I have had him for quite a long time, and he has taken many a tumble because like a lot of figures of this era, and especially in this set, he has some loose joint issues, and that was basically an immediate thing. Out of the packaging, they'd maybe stay tight for a couple of different poses, but then they just basically, all the joints went loose, and mainly the ankle and knee joints, and it's always the left knee, at least for my figures. So considering how many figures I have, it can't just be mine, but all of these from this set, and a lot of from the Justice set, and I think it's just the heftier figures. They all seem to be Bruckner figures, but it's always like the left knee goes out on them and bends really easily, and then the ankle joints are just really weak on these. Of course, that don't think can be attributed to Mr. Bruckner. I just think that when they do a lot of the heavy, larger sculpts, they have him do it because he's extremely good at it, but the joints just can't handle the weight of the figure. Now, these do have a lot of articulation. The package, as you saw, does boast 21 points of articulation. So he does have a ball-jointed head, which you can get some very nice movement out of. Not a lot down, but pretty good up. He's got ball-jointed shoulders. He has rotation here at the upper part of the arm. Not really whatever you would call bicep. I mean, kind of, but not really. He's got a bend at the elbow. He has both rotation at the hand and a bendable joint at the hand. For chest, he has nothing, but he does have a waist rotation. He's got, of course, movement at the hips, both backwards and forwards. A thigh rotation here, knee, and of course those ankle rockers that we have been discussing. So a lot of articulation on these figures. And that was another reason why I wanted this set so bad, is the posing that you are able to get these guys into. It's really hard to get him to stand. He's one of my biggest fears now that I have the risers. I keep him on a low step, because if he's on a high step and he goes, he's taking everybody with him. And unfortunately, the way his ankle rockers are loose, they're loose to fall forward. So when he goes, generally he goes forward. So I try to keep him near the front, so when he goes, hopefully he's going to take out as few figures as possible. Both of his knee joints. I mean, I've had this guy for a long time. He's been on the package for a long time. He has moved multiple places with me. So yeah, he's a trooper. He's been with me for a long time. This is, of course, one of my favorite pieces of my collection, because it is the one that I've had the longest. It's been with me through thick and thin. Of course, I never would have thought about getting rid of him. But for the longest time, this was all I had to display. Even before, I want to say before the monster truck, or just before the monster truck, probably. This was it. I had this guy sitting next to. I think it was a shark in a bottle. My brother had got me in the Caribbean, little baby shark, but I had this sitting on my desk for the longest time. So he saw a great many things. A lot of cigarette smoke, so thankfully he doesn't reek of that any longer. But again, one of my favorite figures. Tim Bruckner did an amazing job. The entire set of figures from this line was amazing. There's not one bad figure in the lot. If you have a chance to pick up this version of Bizarro, I highly recommend it. He's a great add to any collection. And he's just an iconic look at the character. Alright guys, this is Rez the Collector. I want to thank you for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. This was actually a review on demand. It was requested by Jamie. Of course, if you see anything in my collection that I have not reviewed, please go ahead. Feel free to let me know that you'd like to see it, and I'd be happy to do a review of it. Now, I have been slacking. This one took me a while, Jamie, which they normally don't. I try to actually do them same day as requests, so I apologize for that. I do, of course, have some more reviews coming up. Another Bizarro figure, Kid Flash, and then some newer stuff that I've picked up. So I'll be looking forward to those. And again, thank you guys for watching. Have a nice day.